Greetings, Internet people. Ranting Ramsey here, rocking the backwards hat today for obvious reasons to anyone who's been paying attention to current events on the world of YouTube. Today we are doing a rant request, and I just kind of picked one at random because I fucking felt like it. And today's rant request comes from someone whose name in Leet Speak spells out "Boobies Make Me Smile." That is done in all kinds of crazy characters, Leet Speak. And I'll link that, as per usual, in the description. And what he asked me about, I assume it's a he, with the name Boobies Make Me Smile. It could be a she. You never know. It's kind of fun to think about it being a she. Sorry, dude, I'm just messing around. It's been a long day. And he asked me, the message he sent me specifically was, I was watching Some Kind of Monster, a documentary about Metallica, and it mentioned Lars Ulrich suing Napster. Then I wondered what you thought about it. So that basically, as he titled his message, is a thought about music piracy. And I have kind of an unpopular perspective or viewpoint on music piracy, in that I am, on the general average, for the most part, like 80% of the time, against music piracy. Now, the intuitive people out there will go, he's an amateur musician, he was involved with a band for a while that made one album and tried to sell some copies and blah, blah, blah. Well, no wonder he's against music piracy, because he's a musician. But I'm not really, all super hardcore about it, like, I guess you could say Lars Ulrich is about it. What it is, I have, I guess you could say, the age-old perspective that if you enjoy the music that a musician or a group of musicians is producing, why would you not pay for it so that they could get some small amount of money to continue producing music? Now, yes, I understand that most people who have some sort of knowledge of the music industry understand that musicians don't make as much money from album sales as they do from merchandise sales and things like that, and concert ticket sales and whatnot. Well, not recently, apparently, because apparently, according to a lot of news industries right now, the concert industry is totally tanking. But that's beside the point. I don't know, it's like, I have no problem reaching into my iTunes library that has 6,000 some odd fucking songs in it on this computer, and, burning out a mix CD, of a sampler CD for somebody, going, here, man, check out these bands. Here's one song from 20 different bands. Check them out, and if you like them, go buy their shit. And half the time, my friends come back to me and go, can you burn me the whole fucking album? And I go, no, I'm poor as shit, and I shelled out the $13 fucking to buy it. You actually have a decent job. You can go shell out the $13 to fucking buy it. And I don't know, it's just I have no problem with the sharing of music for interest purposes. If you're trying to generate interest in a certain band, or if you don't think that they're well enough known and you want to help them get their shit heard, then that's just fine. But, handing out full fucking albums at no cost to anybody is really just kind of bullshit, because really, once again, it comes back to the perspective of, does that artist not deserve to be paid for the work they are doing? If you work in a factory and you get paid per piece or whatever that you produce, or you get paid per hour, and in a certain number of hours you produce X amount of pieces, and then the company you work for says, well, sorry, but we're going to go ahead and give away this many pieces, and so, you know what, you're actually not going to get paid for doing that work at all. That's fucking unheard of. That's just an unimaginable fucking scenario in that realm. So it comes to stand to reason, in my opinion, why would it be any different in some other industry? Now, I understand the argument out there of, well, it only costs a few dollars to produce a CD, and they're charging you $15 for it. Well, unfortunately, the industry is set up so that every fucking hand that touches the product has to be paid for it. The person who procured the licensing has to be paid. The record label who paid for the upfront money for the fucking facilities for the album to be recorded needs to be paid. The production company who procured the rights to mass produce the CD needs to be paid. The copyright lawyers need to be paid. The distribution rights people need to be paid. The distributors need to be paid. I think you see where all this is going. That it actually comes down to, you're not just paying the fucking people who made the album, you're paying every single person that had a hand in making it. And there are ways around that. There are ways to buy the CD directly from the freaking bands that produce them via their websites. There are direct internet downloads from the website that you pay for that go more profits to the band and things like that. But once again, to come back around to it, the bottom line, in my personal opinion, is that you really should, in some way, in the long run, find some way to pay the musicians for the music that you enjoy listening to. It only makes fucking sense. You don't walk into a restaurant and have a really good meal and then say, you know what, I'm not going to pay, and walk out the fucking door. It just doesn't happen. But for some odd reason, this is acceptable in the music industry and in the movie industry and the media industry in general, is to just take whatever you want without paying for it and feel justified, like they somehow owe you for this, which I simply do not agree with. I think that every producer of media deserves to be paid when it is a paid form of media. Obviously, I don't think I just necessarily deserve to be paid for making these videos, but then again, you know, I'm not making music and entertaining hundreds of people at the same time. Well, maybe I'm entertaining hundreds of people. I get pretty decent view counts on some of my videos. I don't know. Here I am wandering again. Anyway, that's basically the point, is that I really don't believe in music piracy. I mean, well, I guess that's a bad way to put it. I really don't agree with music piracy. I think that, like I said, to reiterate, you should find some way to pay the musicians for the music that you enjoy. Anyway, I'm Ranting Ramsey. That was a rant request by Boobies Make Me Smile. That is all.
Hey, did you get all that, man?